And welcome back to Wachusett Student Media Page. I'm your host, Sam Landvar, and today here I have with my co-host, Zach Berman. How we doing, Zach?
Not too bad, Sam. We got a cold night here at Wachusett Regional with the visiting Titans coming in to face the 6-1 Wachusett Mountaineers. I think we're about a few minutes out from game time. I think the referees look about ready to go. Algonquin kind of breaking their huddle over on the far side, and I see some of the Wachusett coaches entering the field here.
Yeah, you know, Berman, this Algonquin team, they definitely had a hard season this year. They're 2-5. You know, they've been suffering loss after loss. I don't think they got their first win until about week 4 or 5. And you know, Wachusett, ever since that Leominster game, you know, I feel like they haven't reached that level of mojo since then. But, you know, I really think they can get it back tonight on this, spooky night.
Yeah, Sam, I totally agree. I think we've mentioned this Leominster game a few times, obviously because of the highs from that game, but it's really tough to just get that high by making something on your own. Some of it's kind of the environment. We said the week leading up to it, a lot of anticipation, the social media influencers, whatever it is. There's a lot of things that factor into it. So it's tough to kind of manufacture that on a night in, night out basis, especially when you come into games that you're facing teams that don't have the really best records, right? You don't want to take them lightly, but it's tough to kind of make the story on your own.
Yeah, you know, definitely that, Berman. But I feel like something that we never really talk about is I know it's a little like it's a bit of an odd idea, but the luck factor. In any given sport, there's always a luck factor that, you know, it can be any guy's game, any team's game, any guy's game, and you just don't know going into the game, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's a good point to make, and obviously with luck, right? There's an aspect of that. What did they say? Where luck's where preparation meets opportunity. So
Definitely.
I think Wachusett does a good job of readying their entire roster. We've talked to their coaches this year. They are a next man up type mentality team. They got a lot of good skill position players. We've seen guys like Quinn Powers step up on kickoff return. We've seen guys like Tanner Gaffney step up in the backfield. We've seen guys like Ty Mosley make big plays. And they might not be the number one on the depth chart in that respective position, but they're always ready to make the next play. So I think part of luck is being ready.
Exactly. These players, you know, all of them being ready to step up and just make the play for the team, and honestly just be there for the team is really all you can rely on at the end of the day. You just, as a player, have to believe in your team system in order to succeed. And, you know, time and time again, we've seen that from this Wachusett squad, and you love to see it.
Yeah, and you do have to believe. You make a good point there, Sam, but I think it's easier to believe when things are going right? When you guys are doing the right thing, you're getting good output, you're winning games, the vibes are high, we're laughing and joking in the locker room after the game. It's hard to do that when things aren't going that well. So credit to these guys and these coaches for being able to get it done week in and week out, and that kind of makes that a little bit easier for them.
No, yeah, definitely. Alrighty, and looks like the teams are going to head out onto the field now. Wachusett coming in strong.
Good evening, Goose, Ghouls, and my football friends, and welcome to Halloween Field here at Wachusett Regional High School, where tonight, on a cool and windy Halloween, the Titans from Algonquin Regional will battle your Wachusett Mountaineers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, starting lineup for the Titans from Algonquin, number 2, Gavin Butterfield. Number 3, Ben Ferdinazzi. Number 4, Preston Diamu. Number 5, Anthony Bassard. Number 13, Julius King. Number 19,
And the fans are ecstatic here tonight at Hal Lane Field, folks. We got one hell of a game ahead of us, Berman.
Yeah, Sam, I think this is a dress rehearsal for a potential first-round Division I state playoff game, regardless of the outcome. Obviously, the outcome of this game is going to be going to matter a lot, right? But
definitely.
I think Wachusett's in a decent position, regardless of the outcome, to be part of this field. Obviously, like I said, a win would do them some justice. They're looking at, I think, number 6 in the power rankings right now, moving up one spot from last week where they were listed as top.
Win here tonight, Berman really locks down that playoff berth that we need.
Back deep for the Titans. Number 5, Broussard, number 9, Guillermo.
And Wachusett here to kick off. Jack Hare readying his men. Ready on his right, ready on his left. Kick is off. And it's going to be bobbled around and pushed into the end zone, bring a touchback.
Sam, we're getting our first look at the defense here of the night. Wachusett typically, it seemed like, has gotten the habit of deferring to the second half and starting out with their defense on the field. Let's see if they can kind of establish their strong defensive presence early on in this game.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Berman. It doesn't seem like a big deal that deferring to the second half, but hey, I think that's honestly one of the most genius moves that Wachusett can do, because you never know if you're behind or if you're way ahead, and as long as you have the ball starting the second half, you can really determine how the rest of the game goes for you.
Yeah, we talk about momentum, but I think everyone's physically cold right now. So me personally, I'd rather be on the defensive side of the ball to start this game.
Definitely. You just got to hit a guy and then you're warmed up. And that's a run with a gain of about 2, bringing up 2nd and 8.
And Sam, this Algonquin Titans offense is led by some seniors in their backfield. They have Anthony Broussard as well as Ben Bertonazzi, names that we've heard before. They use a couple different formations offensively.
Yeah, right here. Run that toss and that, and closing everybody right on the line and just trying to get that push right there. That's always a guaranteed few yards play.
Yeah, that was Bertonazzi on the carry there. We saw him real effective in the run game last year. They were without the graduated senior Ellsworth, who was more than a lot, right, and carried a lot of the weight and carried a lot of Wachusett defenders last year.
Definitely.
But no more Ellsworth this year.
And wideouts all over. Algonquin throws it. Oh, and it's almost picked off by the Wachusett defense. I believe, is that Gaffney?
I think that's Gaffney.
Yeah, Gaffney almost picked it off. Great coverage by him.
And Sam assumed this ball puts it away. We are seeing exactly what we hoped and what I think Coach Stubzinski and Coach Briggs with the defensive front able to kind of establish themselves on the defensive side. Very windy here, so we'll see what it looks like in terms of the punt game and the special teams.
Yep.
A low line drive kick here, returned by
Lane. And he brings it back to about the 36 there. Wachusett offense coming out on the field. Great placement. Let's see what they can do.
You got to think, Sam, that's a net of about, I would say, 17 yards or so. So not the most effective from an Algonquin perspective, but let's see if Wachusett can capitalize on their first drive.
No, definitely. A windy night like tonight, you can't really be relying on punts or PATs. I feel like there's going to be a lot of 4th down go for it.
And on that same note, it should be interesting, Coach Bentz and his decision-making. They have Jack Smith in the backfield, and that's exactly what they do on first down.
Yeah, run it. Shout out to Coach Bentz. Recently had a child. We're pulling in for you, bud.
Lady Bentz, I believe, healthy young girl. Again, I made reference last week. Add to the army of Bentzes.
And Anderson in the backfield. Kane Lane, man in motion. Anderson going to toss it off to Lane. Lane going to run to the sideline, and Lane's going to be pushed out at about the 13.
Now, Sam, we do a really good job highlighting who's got the football. A lot of times we do our best, but we neglect to make reference to the guys up front, right? Not one of the big guys up front on the line, but Ty Mosley with a key block there, right? Not a run play, but a short kind of bubble screen there out to Lane. Ty Mosley made that happen.
No, definitely. And, I mean, I think everything always goes back to the line. They are honestly one of the most underappreciated parts of the offense, I really have to say, Berman, because without a line, you ain't got a team. Let's just say that.
Right. If you can't block and tackle, you can't win.
Damn straight.
I believe that was Smith on first down, gain of about 3. Yep. Good.
Anderson fixing the collar of Smith. What a good guy. Anderson hands off to Smith again. Smith running up the gut. Smith going to push it all the way to about the 6. Bringing about 3rd and 1.
Sam, I'm going to do my best to stay on that train, giving credit to the guys up front. I think that was Nick Viano leading the charge there for Smith. Again, he's not doing it himself. Jack Smith deserves all the credit in the world, but Nick Viano kind of pushing his way, giving Smith a alley there.
Yeah, definitely. And, last week when you folks at home saw that, it's going to be an incomplete. But no, last week when you folks at home saw that interview that I did with the offensive line, behind the scenes, those guys were ecstatic to get interviewed. They just really love the camera, and I just love to make them happy because, they go underappreciated most of the time, but I was glad to shed some light on them. And also this week, later tonight, you'll be seeing an interview I did with the defensive line. Those guys also just had a great time with them. Going for on 4th. Anderson going to hand off to Smith. Smith running up the gut. Is he going to get it? It's tough to tell, Berman. What are we thinking?
Looks like Smith's pointing, but Anderson's pointing, but so is the
Algonquin kid,
defense.
Yeah. Really gonna have to call out.
Looks like it's not gonna be enough.
Ah, what a shame. Yeah, right there. See, they were close enough for that field goal, but no, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of 4th down. Go for it.
Yeah, Sam, and it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, but at the same time, I think early in the game, good start from this defense and offense. I don't think that's a bad choice to go for it. Obviously, it came up a little bit short, but I don't have a problem with that coaching decision by Coach Stubbs and Coach Pence there.
No, definitely. I mean, Berman, we're not even halfway through the first quarter, and let's just take this game one step at a time. We don't necessarily need to get just points on the board, small points. Let's go for the big ones while we can.
And also, Sam, I think there's an aspect of this game where it's a field position game where, if they don't get it, obviously you want points on the board. But in the event that we're in this situation, Algonquin's backed up within their own 10-yard line. Historically, they're not an air-it-out type team that's moving the ball kind of effectively. You know what? I don't know how easy it's going to be for them to march down the field, handing the ball off. So I think you have to take that into consideration when going for it on 4th and short as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, Berman. But what I also have to say, taking into consideration, is like you were saying earlier, it's a cold night tonight. Receivers' hands, let's just say you can't really be beating them up. So I think we are going to see a lot of runs, regardless if it'll work or not, because it's just what the offense can do right now. Can't really expect that much from these boys when what is it, about 35, 36? No, that's a little too cold. It's probably like 42.
Yeah, but we got a wind chill, we got rain. It's not a pleasant night, Sam, I'll be honest. So that's why I'm happy to bring it to everyone at home here, is in the comfort of their own living room. 3rd and short, and I do think Algonquin is picking up the first down.
Yeah, they're going to get it. That's going to bring up at the 16 first down.
Sam, directing our attention away from the game for half a second. Again, our student body here, the Badlands, has been very lively for the last few games, and they are here tonight. The theme tonight, Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, I love it, Berman. I mean, I've been a fan of most of the.
They got it.
I've been a fan of most of the most of the little things that they've done this year, like the choice.
Themes?
Yeah, the themes. Yeah, sorry, couldn't find my words there. But definitely tonight is one of my favorites, the costume out. It's just good to see all your buddies dressing up as things. It's fun.
I'll give you credit, Sam. I believe you're a Jedi? Is that what we're going with here?
Yeah, we're going Jedi tonight. You know, me and my girlfriend, she's Padme. I'm supposed to be Anakin, I guess. You know.
Well, congratulations
We gotta love
there,
it.
and
Appreciate
the
it.
effort. Was that your idea or hers? Did you get roped into that, or did you facilitate this idea?
I just offered it, and I didn't expect her to say yes, but she said yes, and I was ecstatic. I got the lightsabers, I had the robe. Let's just say I was prepared.
Well, Sam, congratulations there, because
Appreciate
from
it.
experience, years of experience, I can say that sometimes their suggestions are shut down no matter what. So get used to that. But I'm glad that we're able to come to some common ground there.
Oh no, definitely.
And aside from yours, what would be your favorite costume in the crowd here? Because we got a lot.
Favorite? All right, I gotta take a look. I know you were pointing out earlier, Dumb and Dumber. That's always a good one. I was in there just a little bit ago, and I also saw. I'm a big Batman guy too, so I saw a Robin actually, and it's like the old type of Robin, so I like that. But no, I honestly, one of my favorite ones that I saw tonight so far was it had to either be Marty McFly, because I'm a big Back to the Future guy, but also for you fans at home, if you're familiar with Tyler Durden from Fight Club, that's an interesting costume, and I really liked the guy that was doing that interpretation. But no, there's definitely a bunch of costumes, but those are probably some of my favorites tonight.
And as we get back to the action here, I'm gonna give you my my favorite. I got a few over there, but we got a big third down here. 3rd and 11 Algonquin in the shotgun here.
Wideouts all over. Trips formation on the left. And
Timeout Waters.
timeout.
I think we're going to see our first timeout of the night. But Sam, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Minion costumes. I don't know why, but I just really like the theme. There's a couple different variations of them. Some people more of a homemade approach with the hard hat and the lights. We got some people with the onesie, some people with a baseball hat, all yellow with the overalls. I just think it's a great costume, right? A very family-oriented, fun, just a great costume overall.
No, definitely. I honestly, now I gotta ask you. Growing up as a kid, Berman, what's the favorite costume you ever did?
Me, honestly, I was pretty lazy. I'm not gonna lie, Sam. I can't say lazy is really in my vocabulary. I'm usually a hard-working person in just about everything I do. But at the same time, Halloween was not really my Super Bowl with that. Walking in, I saw a lot of Waldos. I probably have the record in the zip code for most times worn a Where's Waldo costume. I'm thinking I'm like at half my life, probably about 16 times.
Dear God, 16. Those are some serious numbers.
You know what? It's one of the ones I have in my back closet just in case I ever need to pull it out. So.
No, it's always good to have one of those. Just in case, in my closet, I always got Colonel Sanders and a referee costume. You never know when you'll need those.
Yeah, that's pretty universal. I think those can be used in just about everywhere.
Definitely.
Who knows when you'll need to bring out the Colonel Sanders costume. You're going to film a KFC commercial.
Yeah, you know, people are always asking me on the street, can you do a commercial with me? And I was like, I don't know. The costume's at home. Got to give me some time.
We're going to see our second punt of the night here.
A blitz by Wachusett, but it's just going to be a punt.
Knuckleball kick with a favorable bounce for Algonquin.
Going to go out of bounds, though.
Just past the 50-yard line, and although I feel like it's been kind of a shrunken field, Algonquin has moved Wachusett back to the other side of the field. But hopefully in a few plays here, TA and the offense will march down to Algonquin territory.
No, definitely. Perfect on the 50 here. Love to see it. Anderson going to hand it off to Smith. Smith going to run it up the gut, but he's just going to be stopped back at the line.
Yeah, and Sam, the last time we saw the offense, we saw Anderson take a shot to the end zone for Lane in the back right corner. It looked like it came out of his hand a little funny. I don't know if that's, again, attributed to kind of the cold weather, the wind, or the rain. But again, I don't think it's going to be a lack of confidence for TA, but it should be interesting to see the play call results in a lot more handing the ball off tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can notice Anderson's not really a glove quarterback. He's just both of his hands. Oh! That's going to be batted down by the Algonquin corner. But no, he's not really a gloves quarterback. And I don't know if you fans can see it at home, but there is a bit of a drizzle here at Lane Field, and ball's got to be wet. You know, they're also dragging the ball against the ground, the centers. So, yeah, I would probably count that slip to the bit of moisture that we got tonight.
Ty Mosley, the intended player on the last attempt, bringing up third down. Anderson's going to take another shot, and he's looking deep.
Oh! And just a little short, almost picked off by the Algonquin corners. Lane intended receiver.
Now that one didn't look like it slipped. It just looks like he didn't get enough on that one.
Yeah, you got to put a little more mustard on that one.
Let's see, Sam, tonight, a little bit of a different story early on. Last week against Grafton, again, slow start. Grafton punches it in. Wachusett sees himself in a 7-0 deficit, which I can't say that everyone really anticipated. The rest of the game looked a little bit different. This game, kind of a flip script, right? Wachusett established himself defensively, marched down pretty effortlessly, but then couldn't punch it in. Algonquin moved the ball a little bit, kicked it off, but Wachusett was unable to kind of capitalize on their second drive. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, we see a good punt here, but it's honestly, like you said, Berman, just to simplify what you said, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Same yard, yeah, the same part of the field being traveled. We're not really seeing any new areas that the offense is moving in. Just going back from the 10 to the 50, 10 to the 50. Which, you know, now at that, if you're playing that sort of game, you just got to see who's going to break first.
Yeah, and you got to think, again, this wouldn't be the way that Wachusett would want to kind of have this game be orchestrated. That being said, I think the way that it's going is still in their favor.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, the offense made it down all the way to the 6, while Algonquin hasn't broke the 50. So I think we're fine for now.
Pass wide open.
Oh, but overthrown. Would have been a great play by Algonquin. Yeah, that receiver was wide open. They tricked him up. Yeah, they're in that tight formation again, Berman, as we can see here, and quarterback just hands it off right down the middle. Yeah, the running's really not doing it for Algonquin. They're just going to get stuffed at the line again, maybe with a gain of 1.
Yeah, Sam, and as long as you can keep the ball carrier in front of you and wrap up and form tackle like they practice each and every day, this offense is not something that is really, I don't want to say terrifying to look at, right, from a defensive perspective.
Yeah. Definitely manageable. Definitely manageable.
That being said, can't rest on your laurels and say that just because it's an inside handoff that they're not capable of busting this for 80-plus yards.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like, they got wideouts all over because it's third, but they just handed off again. And they're just going to tackle the runner at the line.
I think that was Biamo on the carry.
Or, I'm sorry, gain of 1, but regardless, still 4th and 6.
The guy that's gotten the most action on the field tonight has been the Algonquin punter.
Yeah, and, you know, these guys, the receivers, you know, I'm not going to say they're not doing much because obviously everybody in the field is doing something, but I have to say that the most pressure, going back to the guys that always make it happen, is the line. They are always facing those pressure. And Lane going to run it back. There's going to be a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be like a 47.
Now Max, a lot going on in that play though, Sam. Max Brown, good pressure, almost getting a piece of that on the kick Good return by Lane. I do think there's going to be a penalty on Wachusett on the return, though.
Yeah, it looks like a few guys got a little too into the play.
Yeah, personal foul there. I don't know who it was. I think it was maybe McGurn, maybe getting a little too excited there. Again, trying to lay a helmet on someone, but can't do it like that.
Hey, it's spooky season. Anything can happen. And folks, we're down here to 1 minute and 51 seconds in the first quarter. No scores. Back and forth game. Wachusett gonna take it from the 47, first down.
Yeah, spooky season, Sam. Stop me if you've seen this one before, because Algonquin putts and Wachusett's gonna start at the 50-yard line.
And it's a good start right there with Algonquin jumping on the line. Gonna bring us a little closer.
Thank God we got something different there. I thought it was in the Twilight Zone.
Against the Titans. It's going to be first down, 1st and 5 for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, age-old story happening right now, just back and forth. Reminds me of one of my favorite movies for Halloween. And it is a Halloween movie, to all you folks out there that disagree with me, Night Before Christmas. Oh, Smith! Smith off to the races! Smith off to the races! Runs it all the way down to the 24. Great run by Smith. But yeah, back to that point. The Night Before Christmas. It's a Halloween movie, people. It's not a Christmas movie.
Sam, that's really my blind spot, I will say. Movies, not really. If we want to get into an in-depth conversation, which I think you and I can certainly do on a number of topics, not going to be about movies.
It's a shame, Berman. I think I'm a film head. Oh! Smith off to the races again! And that's going to be a first down for Wachusett. Smith running it down all the way down to the 11.
Now, Sam, the only thing that I think would limit Smith's carries being under 25 for the game would be a blowout. That would be the only thing that would be the reason why Jack Smith doesn't touch the ball 25 times, in my opinion.
Definitely. And I mean, even to that extent, going back to the idea that it's really cold out, they're probably just going to be handing off to Smith for most of the game tonight.
Yeah, and you know what, Tim? On the other side of it, Jack Smith does a good job getting his legs underneath him. I wouldn't want to be an Algonquin linebacker having to meet him in the hole there with him coming at me at full speed, right? On a cold night, that's probably going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt him.
No, definitely. And he's a big boy. You really don't want to be tackling him. And Smith just going to run it again right up the middle, and it's going to bring a gain of few. Bringing it to 3rd and 6.
My guess is they're going to bring this one in and talk about this one right at the end of the half. About 13 seconds winding down to end the first quarter.
They're just going to let the clock run out. And, or maybe not. No, I don't think they're going to get it off. Yeah, they're just going to let it go to the quarter and figure out what they're going to do. Yeah, end of the first quarter here, folks. 0-0. Zeros all around. Not too exciting start to the spooky night here, but I can only see it getting better from here, Zach.
Yeah, I again, Sam, it feels, again, it doesn't feel like it's a lively sort of game, but at the same time, it does feel like Wachusett's still in control of this game.
No, definitely. And now, folks, I'm going to hand off the mic to our other host, Jake, and let's see if he can bring a little good luck to the Wachusett team tonight. All you folks at home, hope you have a great spooky night, and here's Jake.
Just about ready to start the second quarter here, and Anderson hands the ball off to Smith. And he again, despite Jake, welcome to the action, I should say. First of all,
welcome.
Cold and windy night here. Apologize for what you might be hearing the wind. I know you can't feel the wind here, but you might be able to hear it.
There's a rustling, Zach.
It is. I'm trying to figure out how to stand to try to make it so that the wind isn't rustling up against my jacket or up against the mic here.
Yeah, I think it's coming right directly at us.
Yeah, there's no hiding. But I was meaning to say on 3rd and long, still a decision to run the ball there. Bringing up 4th down, Jack Air, successful season kicking the ball. We'll see an attempt here. And that is a high snap, and that one is going to come up short. Jake, I don't know if that one was nicked at the line, but it didn't reach the goalpost.
Yeah, it came off like a rock. So I don't know if it's the temperature, the wind, what. But, I mean, he's kicking into the wind. If you look at the American flag there by the scoreboard. Yeah, so it's going to make the kicking game a lot longer and harder going in that direction.
And Jake, we've been kind of describing this game, saying it's been kind of like an ugly kind of, I don't even know the best way to describe it, but it's been like a slow pace, no splash plays.
No.
It's not been like, I don't know. Who do you think's benefiting this, I guess?
I think they might both be a little timid just with how much is on the line for each of them. I know Algonquin needs a win to get into the playoffs, and Wachusett obviously is competing for seeding and a home game. So maybe no one wants to do anything too crazy, play a conservative ball game, and hopefully you get the ball walk going in your direction.
And on 1st down, we had a handoff there to Biamo. We did have a flag additionally, and I do think that's going to be the offense, and it's going to back up the Titans another 10 yards, and we're going to try this one again.
Yeah.
But Jake, I was mentioning before, I think Wachusett's still in the driver's seat, but you still don't like not capitalizing and putting points on the board.
Yeah, if you're in the red zone, you got to put points on the board. We've seen that at least twice so far tonight.
Algonquin showing one of their few attempts in the shotgun, and maybe some miscommunications there as a late handoff to Biamo, and he is tackled by a slew of Wachusett defenders. McGurn, to name a few, was one of the green defenders able to penetrate that offensive line of Algonquin.
That wind's
Jake, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Obviously being a basketball fan, basketball coach, former basketball player, I'm seeing a lot of basketball jerseys. They're all backwards.
Yeah, we were making that joke earlier. It's like crisscross, but I don't think anyone in the students knows who that is.
And we have Orr taking a deep shot there, and that one might be taken away.
Yeah, Zach, it looks like Wachusett came down with it.
Jake, I thought that was a good pass there by Orr, but Caden Lane made an unbelievable play on the ball there and just said, "That's mine.
I think
Let's do this thing."
Took it right out of his hands, it looked like, Zach. We had a little bit of a obstructed view with the players on the sideline, but it looked like he just ripped it right out.
That being said, Jake, I think I'm obstructed a lot of the time here, or at least I don't have a good vantage point to see a far part of the field. That one was pretty close to us. I thought it was a great pass by the quarterback.
Yeah. I thought he was coming down with it.
I did too, but again, Caden just said I want it more. And let's see if that can kind of fuel the fire here for this offense.
Yeah, get a little momentum going in your direction and see if you can build from it.
1st down to give us a Smith, good for about 2. Now, Jake, even I feel a little bit more kind of amped up here after that one. A little bit of excitement there. The big play. Again, we talked about no splash plays. Maybe if that's something that can contribute to it.
And in a conservative game like we've seen so far, these little plays add up, and that's a turnover going your direction. You get points off the turnover.
2nd down, and Anderson throws behind Vecchione there. A lot of slippage on the play. It looks like that might have slipped out of Anderson's hand. Vecchione slipping, attempt to reel that one. Even if he didn't slip, I don't think he was pulling that one in, though.
Yeah, I think just with the mist and the rain we've been dealing with, I think the field may be a little slick. Definitely not good footing. You wouldn't be asking for this if you're going to be running the game.
3rd and 8 here as the give is to Smith, and he's got some running room, and Jack Smith looks like he's going to take this one all the way for 6. Jack Smith Finally able to find pay dirt for a Wachusett touchdown.
Touchdown, touchdown.
28. Jack Smith with the 35-yard run into the end zone. Touchdown.
Now, Jake, you had to think it was only a matter of time until Smith was able to break one loose.
Yeah, the dam broke on that one.
And Jack Smith in for another Wachusett touchdown. Jack Hare will be on to attempt the extra point, I believe. Should be interesting with the wind going in this
same direction. He had trouble last time on that field goal attempt, but it's going to be a little bit closer here.
Not by much, though.
Not by much.
So it should
You
be
almost got to
interesting
consider,
to see
if this one doesn't go in your direction, you might go from 2 from here on out, at least in this direction.
Yeah, and I got to think that if something... Well, you know what? Let's let this play out. Good snap.
Yeah,
Good hold.
So
And that one made it by about
knuckleball.
7 inches or so.
Yeah.
That barely got over the goalpost.
It wasn't pretty, but it still counts.
What I was going to say, though, is we'll see if Coach Dobzinski and some of the staff elect to maybe keep the offense on the field for future point afters or 2-point conversions. Should be interesting to see how that works. Granted, hope we find ourselves in that position with Wachusett scoring a few more times here.
Yeah, you want to have that problem.
And Jake, a name that we mentioned a lot throughout the course of our season here and during our broadcast has been Luke Vecchione. Luke Vecchione actually is 5th right now, I believe, in the state. When looking at the records this week, I believe Luke has corralled 30 receptions for, I think, 505 yards and 5 touchdowns. I think that's good enough for 5th in the state of Massachusetts right now.
Now, is that all divisions or just Division 1?
I believe that is all divisions. If I'm not mistaken, I think there are a couple people ahead of him. The only Division 1, I believe, player ahead of him is Ryan Ricker out of Leominster. And it looks like we have a return by Algonquin here. And he's got one guy to beat, and he's not going to beat him, and he's run out by Tanner Gaffney.
It's good to see Gaffney sticking with the play there. You're not giving up. There was a lot of room in front of that Algonquin returner, but you had to track him down and get him out of bounds or at the about the 25.
And that was Anthony Bessard, the senior back on the return there. And Jake, again, we talked about the Algonquin offense isn't, I wouldn't say scary or intimidating on a night like Halloween, but you got to avoid the big plays, right? And special teams included.
Yeah, I mean, it just sets them up for success, whereas if they were on their own 25, you know, you're shorting the field for the offense.
Maybe scary isn't the right word. Dynamic, I think, would be the word. We got a trickery here, and we got Betsard with another touch, and he's taken down by Mike McGurn.
It looks like the timing was off a little there, Zach, for that Algonquin on that little trickery play.
On the far visitor side of the field, please turn your headlights off. All cars facing the field, headlights off, please.
If you're watching from your car at the away side, you just turn your headlights off.
Right. I'm glad that we can always keep everyone involved here with the automobiles here at Howell Lane Fields.
Thank you.
Thank you. It looks like you guys turned it off, so I appreciate that. Probably one of our listeners, Jake.
I would say so.
We have a screen here, and that one sniffed out, and I think that was Viano almost taking that. He's slapping himself in the helmet there, wishing he had that one back.
Yeah, it doesn't set up like that too often for you, right into your hands.
Great job there by Anthony Viano, sniffing out the screen pass. Unable to corral it himself, but able to discourage that and knock that one down.
And it brings up a big 3rd and long, Zach.
Big 3rd and long here.
You think it's where they're out on the field? This might be 4-down territory.
You know what? I don't know. You got to think that they got to try to get at least half of this here.
He's taking a shot to his left.
Oh, no. I'm yelling no here as a fan, Jake, to be honest.
I'm not really sure there, Zach.
I think they're going to whistle Gaffney there for pass interference. And, Jake, I gave credit to the quarterback for the interception, actually. I thought it was a great pass. That one, I don't know if anyone was catching that no matter what.
No, that was uncatchable, at least where I come from, which is about half a mile down the road here, Zach.
Now, Jake, another
So it's gonna be third
talking
down,
point,
third and 5.
Coach Dubzinski, I see him extending his arms here. I think he was asking if is it pass interference or is it holding? I don't believe either one in this instance is going to result in an automatic first down at this level. So it is going to remain third down.
It's a much more manageable yardage here for the Algonquin offense, though, going from about 3rd and 12 to 3rd and 5.
There's a toss here, and Greeny unable to tackle him, but the rest of the Wachusett Mountaineer defense able to tackle them for a loss.
Loss of 3 on the play. It's going to be fourth down.
And Jake, why don't we bring it home here, or bring it in with our first round of Name That Greeny tonight. Who'd you have on that one?
I had Troy Greeny right there.
0 for 1. Nothing more than I like you seeing lose this game.
You can't see the
Everyone-
numbers from this far away.
Jake, you know what? There's a good correlation, or strong correlation, I should say, as a math teacher, between you getting this game wrong and success on the field for the Mountaineers. So
I don't know if we can get funding for a study here. I don't know how I'm a over. It's a 50-50, right?
And you know what? When you, just like on my test, if you leave it blank, if you don't answer, it's wrong. We got a pass, and that ball looked like it hit something midair. The wind really put up a invisible wall there.
First down, first and 10, Wachusett.
Yeah, well,
On their own 20.
fell in, out of harm's way here, and Wachusett gets the ball back, and we'll see what they can do.
Jake, just as we see the offense come onto the field here, I see 2 more people walking through the stands with their jerseys backwards. I mean, this phenomenon has really taken on here. Oh, we got somebody with the jersey on the right way. And I believe that's a High School Musical reference there. I think that's a Troy Bolton jersey,
28, Smith with the
Wildcats jersey.
That's from the
first down, first and 10, Wachusett.
High School Musical.
High School Musical. Right.
Their own 30, 5 yards out.
And on first down, we have a give to Jack Smith, and looks like Jack's going to take a much-deserved break here. We're going to see our first look at Miles Anglin. And Miles not sporting his lime green cleats here. And Miles makes one man miss, makes two man miss, and Miles is off to a foot race. Miles Anglin, the 30, the 20, the 10, and Miles Anglin's in for a Wachusett touchdown.
Touchdown, Wachusett. Number 7, Miles Anglin with the 65-yard run into the end zone. Touchdown.
Now, Jake, after that 65-yard touchdown, I'm going to start the petition to throw those neon green cleats away. I don't want to see it.
I don't see him out there.
Of neon green cleats for the rest of the season from Anglin. I want those white cleats or whatever he's wearing every game.
Yeah, that was his biggest splash play of the year.
Again, Anglin with a 65-yard touchdown. Made a couple good jump cuts by the line of scrimmage there, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, no one could catch him there. And again, we have another kick in this direction against the wind.
Good snap, good holds, and a good kick by Jack Air there. Gonna extend the lead to a 14-0 Wachusett lead at this point.
And we'll bring it up again. They're at that crucial 14-point margin.
Just giving everyone at home a nice look at our Coach Coda's celebration on the screen here. His patented finger wag back from our Leominster game. But just celebrating here again. Coach Codas with the celebratory. Jake, I don't even know what do you call that? A finger? I said finger wag. I don't.
The Koda swag? I'm not sure. We'll have to workshop a name for that.
Yeah, maybe we can get some of our listeners at home to kind of coin that. Maybe that'll be our first kind of interactive way to kind of get some communication with our listeners. Is that somebody naming that Coach Codas, I don't know, dance or celebration? I think that's probably the best way to say that.
Is there a creative writing department here, Zach?
What's What's that?
The creative writing department. We could get them to workshop something.
Right. Maybe we can touch base with. I know Melissa Zingarella, obviously one of the advisors of this club. Maybe we can see if she can kind of put a word to the English department to see if anyone can come up with something for that. 6:15 to play in the first half here. Is the give here is the running back. Gain of about 2. I believe that was Bertanazi on the carry.
Second down.
.5:30 to play here, and on second down, they give it to Biamo, and Biamo looks like he's going to have enough for a first down.
Enough for a first down, 1st and 10 Algonquin.
Jake, aside from the kickoff, I think that was probably the Algonquin's biggest play from scrimmage tonight.
Yeah, I would say so, Zach. They've had trouble getting things going on offense, and we'll see if they can build on that or not. But the Wachusett defense definitely needs to step up and try to get a turnover and downs, turnover, whatever, get the ball back and get more points on the board for themselves. Build a little cushion for themselves.
We got a motion man here and a pitch to Bertanazi, and he has stood up. And Jake, I don't know if it's I'm hearing whistles.
I'm hearing quick whistle, yeah.
I don't know if it's from the field of play or if it's somewhere else, but it seems to be on impact from the first hit that I'm hearing whistles.
I don't know, Zach. But yeah, I did hear it right there, right off the jump there.
It wasn't the first time I've heard that tonight, but nonetheless.
Is it Whistlegate?
I don't know, but it does seem to be that the defenders are not kind of getting duped there, and they're finishing their tackles as they should. So on second down here, the give is to the tailback yet again.
3rd and 7.
And I believe that was Biamo with a gain of about 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and relatively long here, about 3rd and 7. And you would think that this would be more, I wouldn't say obvious, but maybe more inclined to be a passing down. Should be interesting to see if some of these edge rushers, Brown, Greeny, Viano, are able to kind of put the pressure on the quarterback here, or...
And he's got pressure.
And Mike McGurn was able to make his presence felt by Orr and Amani Mbugu able to return that one for a Wachusett defensive score.
And 44-yard run into the end zone. Touchdown.
Mr. Amani, another mulch man at Bolt Landscapes.
Jake, we were talking about correlation earlier. I think there's a correlation between the players that work for Bolt Landscapes and success on the field as well.
They were building character.
You're building a lot of things. You're building walls. You're building... What else are you building?
Pretty much anything you can think of. Whatever the customer wants, right, Zach?
Yeah, customer's always right.
You got that.
And a high kick this time by Jack, and that sneaks through.
Number 33, Jack Hare.
So he's making up for those low kicks he had earlier, Zach.
That's true. So with 3:20 left, Wachusett again 21-0. And Jake, Amani with a big pick there, but I think I mentioned it earlier, on a pretty obvious passing down. It was going to be interesting to see if the defensive front of Wachusett could get into the backfield and really force an errant throw, and that's exactly what they did.
We had a defender in the backfield about right at the snap. He had to get rid of it, and it ended up right in Amani's hands.
Yeah, I believe that was McGurn, and we've said his name a number of times tonight, Mike McGurn. One time for a personal foul, but again, obviously not intentional, nothing malicious out of Mike there on the attempt.
we're looking with the Wachusett coaching staff up here, and the ladder we used to get to the top of the booth is the wind's blown it. At least it's still up here.
You think we might be stuck?
No, I don't think we are, Zach. I will tell you a story, Zach. My brother, Coach Bolt, and I used to shovel tractor trailers of snow for our uncle's company. And one time the ladder blew over while we were on top of the trailer, and we had to call for someone to come and pick up the ladder so we could get off the trailer, which was a cold and windy day, if you can imagine that.
What did they use to get you down?
We called another guy to come and pick up the ladder for us.
I was thinking they got like what are those elevator kind of?
No, OSHA wasn't really involved at this time.
Or you figured they might just give a call to like Alex Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Wachusett grad Alex Cooper.
Yeah, they're pretty tall. I think
Kevin Durkin, right?
They're
One
15 and a half feet up there.
Well, if you stack Alex Cooper on top of
little
Kevin
shoulders.
Durkin,
yeah.
that's about probably 13 with arms. You're
I would
probably
say
up
so.
there 15 feet.
That might be the more economical way.
And for anyone at home, if you find yourselves in this position, Alex Cooper, Kevin Durkin not local anymore, I would recommend calling the Halloran households. Matt Halloran and Joe Halloran, brothers here at Wachusett, basketball players, great members of the community. If they stack Hallorans one on top of the other, they could probably get in that 15-foot vicinity. So for any of your
sweep it right off.
Any of your tall needs up there, give the Hallorans
keep that in mind.
Yes.
Do you have any tall trees that need to get pruned or trimmed?
Or Jake, even if we get stranded tonight, I might be calling them.
Number 3, Varsity with the carry. Enough for a first down. 1st and 10 Algonquin.
Good deja vu there, Zach.
1st and 10 Titans.
Another first down here for the Titans. Under 3 minutes of play until the end of the half. And Jake, we talked about at the beginning with Wachusett usually electing to receive the ball coming out of halftime. Again, this game's not out of it's just not out of control, out of whatever you want to call it,
it's
right?
Still
this
in
game's
reach.
not over. All right, 3 scores.
I'm hearing that whistle again. I don't. Was today the first 500 in attendance get a whistle, or was that last week?
You know what? I don't know. It feels like it's coming from the field of play.
Yeah.
At this time, we'd like all members of the class of 1975 to please report to the Wachusett sideline. Once again, all members here from the class of 1975, please report to the Mountaineers sideline.
And if
Now, I don't know if you can hear that at home, but the class of 1975 should meet at the half here.
If anyone's at home, class of 1975 did get the memo. You have about 2 minutes to get here. We'll do our best to try to hold the ceremony for you, but we can't make any promises.
75, Zach. That'd be 50 years.
Yeah. Actually, I should know that. My father was class of 1975, not here, at Doherty Memorial, and he just had his 50th anniversary. And Jake, our ladder just keeps moving over there. I might be making a call to the Hallorans here to come save me, like a cat in a tree.
You think is that a ghost or is it the wind? On Halloween night, we don't know.
It makes me want to get off this roof. And Biamo dragging a number of Wachusett defenders there.
Number 4, Biamo with the carry. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down.
Yeah, I would say Algonquin is going to be content to go into the half without points, without making a mistake.
Yeah, Jake,
it's kind of a give and take here where you want to put points up, but you don't want to push it and then end up with another pick 6 or...
We talked about Wachusett coming out of half with the ball. You don't want to give the ball to them now, allow them to score, and then give the ball back, right, as we have a quarterback designed to run. And we do see a good run there by Varsity, not their typical quarterback, but taking the direct snap there.
A wildcat.
And as much as they looked a little complacent there and content going into half with the current score, Algonquin burns the timeout.
See what they'll give you there, and if you pick up some yardage, at least get into field goal range, get something on the board, something to build off of for the second half for the Algonquin Titans.
Yeah, I don't know if, again, we get to see if any high school team at any given moment has a field goal kicker. In today's game, I don't think we're going to see a field goal kick attempt by Algonquin based on the score, based on the weather. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, and so just looking at the flag again, I'm seeing the wind's kind of changing direction from either the end zone to our right on the screen here to the Algonquin sideline. It's kind of changing, so a little bit variable. More difficult to plan a kick if you have at your back and then you go out there and all of a sudden it's left to right. It's a whole other ballgame.
And I know numbers aren't your strong suit, but 3 points in a 21-point game, I don't think they're going to get back in this game by field goals.
No, it's still a 3-score game, Zach.
First down here, and Orr drops back, slings this one out to Bertinazi. It is complete, and Bertinazi lunges to get out of bounds, and he does. Going to stop the clock. Just about 30 seconds remaining until half. Jake kind of bringing it back to the costumes here. I'm seeing a lot of costumes that just aren't very heavy. It's pretty cold up here. I'm wearing a jacket. I got my hood up. But I'm seeing a lot of basketball jerseys with no undershirts. I'm seeing a lot of shorts. I can't imagine how they're making this doable.
Yeah, there always seem to be a little underdressed, Zach, but definitely some of these costumes would be tough to work in something heavier, you know, Zach?
First down, and we have I don't even know really how you qualify that pass. It was like a push, it was like a chest pass, a lateral chest pass. High snap here, and the give is to Biamo. Gain of about 5, and I believe they're going to try to take a timeout, and they do.
7 seconds, Zach.
Yeah, it looks like Algonquin putting themselves in place for just a good old Hail Mary here down the half.
I would think he has the arm strength to get it down there, Zach, about 40 yards, I would say, from where he's going to be throwing it from.
Now, Jake, the costumes that I do think are appropriate are those onesies, right?
I think I've seen you in those a couple of times, Zach.
I was just getting there. I was saying I was lazy. The times I felt like I wasn't Waldo, I was a onesie, right? It was a one-stop shop. Just go into a store, go to Amazon, pay $20, $30, and you have your whole costume right there.
Yeah,
right?
you're there for 6 years. You know?
I still have
that breaks
my,
down to about $2 a year.
My Perry the Platypus onesie, which I might have to break out at some point this weekend. I don't know what my plans look like, so you might see a little bit of a resurgence of Perry the Platypus. But those are going to keep you warm tonight. I probably should be wearing mine.
You really could have, Zach.
We got just as we say that, we got a couple of Care Bears coming up the alley. See, those look warm.
Yeah, they do, Zach. I might see if we can get a trade at the half.
I think we're going to get the last play of the half here as Orr rolls out to his left and just heaves this, and the ball is brought in here and tackled immediately by Gaffney. That was completed to number 13, Julius King. And Jake, after 24 minutes, what are your takeaways here?
I say build off what you did in the second quarter there, Zach.
Sorry, Jake, I'm going to be honest.
We get somebody holding the ladder for the Wachusett coaching staff to go down.
Yeah, I'm interested in Coach Livingston and
Can we get the camera spun around?
Coach Lenhard, just real quick for the broadcast, what are your thoughts about getting down right now?
They're not talking to the press, Zach.
Their 50th class reunion this weekend as they walk out to midfield. Let's hear it for the class of 1975.
Coach Lenhard seems a little uneasy about the situation of getting down from the roof right now, but he's still a young and athletic guy. I think he's going to be able to do it.
Baseball coach as well, right, Zach?
I don't know how some of these guys get up here. I don't know if they're claws or low center of gravity.
I think it could be the claws, I think. I don't know. It's like a squirrel climbing up down a tree. You know? You don't really know.
I still don't know. Maybe we'll have to see if we have any biologists out there or anyone in the animal fields.
Maybe there's someone in the class of 1975 we can ask.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's take advantage of our chat. If our chat's on, if anyone knows the real reason how squirrels can get up trees, let us know, because we've been wondering that for a while. We narrowed it down to either their low center of gravity or their claws. So if you have any input on that, let us know. And Jake, we're going to take a listen in to the class of 1975 and their ceremony right now. But after that, we're going to kick it to Sam's interview with the big dogs up front for the defensive line.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that, Zach.
And let's go Wachusett. Fans, let's hear it once again for your Wachusett class of 1975, and thank you for your dedication and support for your current seniors here at Wachusett. Fans, and as we move from the class of 1975 to the class of 2029, please direct your attention to midfield. Every year, the Booster Club supports the first-year class.
And welcome back to Wachusett Student Media Page. I'm your host, Sam Landvar, and today with me I have the defensive line. How are we doing, boys? Great.
Doing great.
Hey, anytime. So, you guys are facing Algonquin this week, but it's special. It's spooky season special. You guys are doing it on Halloween, scariest night of the year. And after the game, I hope you guys are going to be, going to your parties, trick-or-treating. And with that, you got to have a costume, and you got to have that candy you're looking for. So what costumes are we rocking, and what's your favorite candy?